Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me, kings and queens. I want to talk about you know, I used to be, I've been plagued with ghosts and spirits and different things all my adult life. And prior as a child too, just wasn't even aware, but I knew somebody was with me. I felt protected all the time as a child. I did, and I've been in some situations as a child. Almost lost my life a couple times, but I always felt carried and protected as a child, and I feel protected today because now I know the beloved ancestors are with me. So, you know, being plagued by ghosts and spirits, of course, I'm fascinated by that life, that paranormal at that time. So I used to watch. I would live for ghost hunters. I love ghost hunters. I watched the Travel Channel, haunted houses, different stuff, because at that time I was trying to find answers. I was seeking answers as to what can I do to get away from this. But at the same time, I'm still, watching the scary movies as they come out, looking at them, and this one particular time, because you need to stop letting your babies watch this stuff, because see, it's traumatizing to them. It really is. We don't think so. We can tell them all day long, hey, that ain't real, but it's look real. And to a child, it's real. I told you about me and Victor Newman. That was trauma. Anyway, I let my baby watch some when she was little, when she was about 3 or 4 years old, little, because I'm looking at it and she want to be in there with me. So, I'm thinking it's all right. I had, and she's 3 years old. Do you know after that, I let her watch Drag Me to Hell. And do you know, I could not get that girl to go to the bathroom no more, period. So see, it took a long time. And it already take a long time to get them potty trained. Then we went all the way back to zero. I'm telling you, because of that movie. So we got to, she remember that too. We got to stop doing that, people. We can't do that. Okay, so at that time I was seeking answers. That's why I think that's why I would really watch the scary movies, is because I wanted answers. How can I get rid of these demons? How do I not move into a house? How do I find out there's demons in here before I move in here? But I found my answers. I know. Okay, so when I'm watching I used to watch the Medium show, and I like her, but she would explain people different stuff. These people plagued by spirits or whatever. She explained what they want and all of this and that. These are condemned souls. There's nothing you can do about them. They are condemned. They are going to have to repent. It comes down to forgiveness, because see, the spirits can still repent. It comes down to forgiveness. I don't know nobody who has told you that they have been in touch with the other side, and they have and the other side has informed them that there are soul catchers waiting for those who don't turn their life around. People who do evil for evil, just out doing evil. You got evil people running countries. Evil people doing things, who think they are above because they at the top. They can be evil and dish out evil. But see, they don't understand. They still have to answer to a higher power that's higher than themselves, that's on this earth, who they still answering to, who they still dealing with, they still going through. There's a lot of stuff you don't know about these people at the top who are going through and dealing with different type of issues that they dealing with. My mind is on people who are being oppressed right now. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. My mind is on Alex Navalny, I hope I pronounced it right, in Russia. My mind is just on him because, for him to want to stand and try to make things right, try to make things make a difference, try to make things better for others. That's all I'm doing, is using my voice to make things better over here in the United States. Thank God that we are not up under a dictatorship, where I am free to try to make things better and make things different. There are going to be people who come at me and try to shut me down. I already know, because anytime anybody has ever stood up for what's right, stood up for Africans, they have been killed, shut down, murdered, thrown in jail. Most of the time, murdered. Even if it's a Caucasian who stood up for the rights of African Americans, Abraham Lincoln, the Kennedys, Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy, they lost their lives. They were shot down and killed. Dr. King, who stood for his people, was shot down, and it's some conspiracy behind who did that, because that man did not do that alone. There's some other people behind what happened to Dr. King. One day, hopefully, they'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll know the truth. It's too late for justice, but we'll know the truth. It's not never too late for reform. No, it's never too late to do better. The police officer down there who pepper sprayed the 9-year-old girl. I wonder would he have done that if that was his 9-year-old girl? I highly doubt it. I wonder in what state, in what municipality, in what city would allow a 9-year-old child to be pepper sprayed in the face. What would make him do something like that? You are a big 200-pound grown man up against a 40, 50-pound child. You mean to tell me you cannot lift that child up and restrain that child without having to spray her in the face and without having to traumatize her by putting handcuffs on her? This is a 9-year-old child. There is no excuse. All police officers who were involved in that do not need to be put on paid administrative leave. They need to be put on permanent leave. Permanent, unpaid leave on the way to oppression, on the way to jail. I'm telling you, this is a case that calls for them to go to jail. Jail is oppression. They need to go to jail for what they've done to this child. This child is further traumatized. The children who in Jacob Blake's car, who watched their father being shot in the back for nothing, they are traumatized. Nobody think about nothing. Just think about the here and now. These police officers need reform. They need to go back to they need to go back to the police department and start digging. Because these racist seeds are planted deep in the police department, just like they were back in the day with our ancestors, the KKK, who all stood up under the hoods. They don't have to stand up under no hoods. Now they can't hardly do it. But now they show their racist faces and they hide up under this immunity because they know what they do to Africans is hardly going to be anything done about it. Just like the one who moved a pistol from Walter Scott and tried to blame a dying man, saying he shot at him, but somebody was watching. See, we need to root out the evil that's planted down in the police department. That's where it all began at. It did, and it's still there. In many departments, a lot of departments have gotten a whole lot better. They're trying to reform, but they understand that this is a problem that has been going on since Africans were in this country. Since, they took over and became the police and became the authorities, became the judges, became the Supreme Court, became the lawmakers. This all trickled down to us in the community. The things that are going on, with us in the community is a form of oppression. See, back in the day, with our ancestors, these people were Christian. These were the Christians standing up under the hoods going to church on Sunday. These Christians used to run up into jail like they tried to do the Capitol and grab Mike Pence and hang him. These are the Christians. These white supremacist Christian people. That stand up under hoods and pretend that they are better than somebody else, better than other folks. But they aren't. They aren't. Not all Christians are bad. Not all police are bad. But I'm telling you, that's what they hide upon. That's what Marjorie Greene says she's a Christian. On her profile, her Twitter page, it said, I'm a Christian because whatever. She a Christian. The what she pick and choose out the Bible. But see, the Bible teaches love. It teaches forgiveness and it teaches acceptance. See what it is? they got the Bible upside down like their leader who stood over there in front of that church and held the Bible upside down. See, he don't know how to read the Bible the right way, so he got the Bible twisted. They all got it twisted. Even Marco Rubio, who like to shoot out the Bible verses at you every 5 minutes, he'll shoot one out at you. Copy and paste something real quick just to throw at you and throw you off. Let you think, hey, look, here's some Christians over here working. These Christians. You can load that Bible upside down any kind of way, but I'm gonna tell you something. Evil know the Bible too. Evil gotta know what good up to. Don't you know evil in the church? That's why we in a spiritual warfare. It's not your people that you dealing with and going through these people, coming at you all crazy. It's a spiritual warfare that's going on. Like Mitch McConnell said, it's a council in the GOP. That's exactly what it is. It's a council that's in this world where people think they better than other folks, where people are doing folks wrong and don't think that one day they got the answer. You wonder why folks be going through and suffering and going through, but I'm telling you something. Suffering builds character. Suffering builds endurance. Make you want to keep on going. And that keep on going, that makes you build character. That character brings about hope, which brings about results. That's why we go through suffering. But I'm going to tell you something. It's some other folks that go through suffering because they condemn. They here as a tormented soul to make other people go through. To cause other people, all kind of evil. Evil ain't nothing but with a D in front of it. It's just pure, unadulterated evil. You run up behind a victim of a school shooting and traumatize him even further, regardless of what happened with the circumstance. Why go after this child? Why do that? Why would you, why? What is the purpose of that? What are you trying to prove? See, now this stuff is coming back to haunt her. See, you don't understand. When you're doing evil, at one time, at one place, at one point, it's going to catch up with you. What you have done in the dark, you go back and try to wipe it all off if you want to, but it's going to catch up with you. What is done in the dark will come to light. Light sheds out the darkness. Light reveals the darkness. Hey, you can't see you have to see everything. Now we know. Now we really know. There's a few people who are trying not to take this party there, but now we know where this party is headed. It's a train wreck, and it's been a train wreck for the past 4 years. And now the train is getting ready to derail. It's getting ready to derail. Some people getting ready to go to jail. Some people getting ready to find out about some Russian trips, about some Russian money, about all this stuff that's been going on with the GOP. And you down with GOP now? You know me, not no more. Because they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to get caught up. They don't want to get everybody jumping ship now. The big ship, the big rat gone, so all the other rats getting ready to jump out the ship. I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, Donald Trump did some good. He did. He did some good. That was some good policy that he did. But I'm telling you something, Donald Trump was driven by evil. I don't care what you say. He was driven by evil. Who would throw a baby in the cage? Who would turn around and laugh at a coronavirus on his way over here? Who would sit up there and say it's one man from China? Well, that one man sure got around. Ain't nobody laughing now, Donald Trump. Is you down there laughing? Ain't nobody laughing. This is a serious plague that has gripped this country, this world. We gripped by this virus. And so now, it could have been done differently. It could have been headed off. But, I'm telling you something, poor Joe Biden, every time I look at him, he undoing some evil. He's sitting down at the desk undoing evil. He ain't took a day to go golfing. He been trying to fix some stuff and work some stuff out. And at the same time, change some racial policy. Make things better for Africans in this country. This one man, God bless his soul, this one man is up there trying to do better. At the same time, answering to the people who elected him and put him in office. But, thank God he got a good approval rating. He got a supportive family behind him. It's a bright new day. It's been cloudy and overcast and cold, for days and days and days. But here comes our breakthrough. Just like the sun is breaking through the trees, through the clouds, you can see if you keep looking, it's there. The sun gonna keep on shining. But it's the rain gonna come. It's gonna be storm, but you got to rise above it. You got to lift up, Like I tell you, let's rise, kings and queens. We ain't finna sit up and wallow in this oppression and be down and be downtrodden and have a pity party. Oh, woe is me. No, this ain't finna happen. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I don't mind encouraging folks. I'm getting ready to get a text program and things going. You are free to go to the website, leave a message if it's something you want me to discuss, talk about. That's personal. I don't tell people business really. I don't discuss that. But feel free to leave me a message and regardless. But I don't mind giving you a few minutes of my time if I'm able to, to encourage you. I'll send you a message or something. It's really. I'd be on the phone all day if I got on the phone to talk to people. And unfortunately, I cannot do that. And I apologize for that. But know that I love you. I'm going to send out some encouraging messages. I get on Facebook. I get on Twitter. I get on Instagram. God bless you. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world.